this. All right. So we are now live on our Facebook page. I just got signal from our producer. So we're now live on Facebook. You can also follow us there. A topic is pinned there. The numbers are going to be pinned as well as we open the lines. So again, let me read out a topic for those of you who are just joining us. It says the UP government second finance minister last Thursday showed up before the Ways, Means, Finance and Budget committees for confirmation hearing. Mr. Augustine Kpehe Ngafuan used the hearing to pitch ambitious strategies for Liberia's economic growth. What's your takeaway from Mr. Ngafuan's presentation at the legislature? What's your advice also to him, as he heads that fiscal institution? There are just few key things. In his opening remark, Minister Ngafuan, Finance Minister Dexine, said, I come in genuflection or bow to the Almighty God, the omnipotent, the omniscient, and the omnipresent, who has made this day possible. In everything that we do, when we recognize God and bring him into whatever we do, I'm very sure God, whose mercy remains unflinching, we will certainly be able to get, those things. We can get to that level that we want to get to in life. So the minister, recognizing the omnipresent, the omniscient, the omnipotent God, he came in bow. He said in genuflection. But how having recognized that he showed up in submission, or another clergy would say in obeisance to God, he also may mention that the way he viewed his nomination, he said, my nomination by President Bouaka can be likened to a commanding-in-chief summoning a reservist and old soldier back to the battlefront. So he's basically saying that, well, I mean, this is my old area. This is where I used to be. So he's basically referring to his nomination as, well, this is just like a commander saying, you are an old soldier, Matthias. You used to fight here. You used to use this particular gun. So now I can pick it up. Let's go on. It's just like he's returning back to base. But like I always remind us to pledge, to always return. Julius, I think there's an echo coming back from the live. Listen to it. Like I always, ask us to go back to the pledge of Liberia. It says, I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Ngafuan also made a solemn pledge. He said, I solemnly pledge to use all the fibers of my being in the noble mission of defending our nation's cause and putting Liberia first. A medical person would tell you what fibers are in the human body. So this is one way of somebody stepping forward to a particular position and saying, okay, listen, I understand that I went to school. I'm a Liberian. I graduated. I got a degree. I went all over the country, over the world. I have worked into so many professional areas and things. But coming back to this post, even though he recognized initially that it's like, an army general calling you back to come and serve, your commanding in chief or commander in chief calling you back to come serve. But he also want to say to the commander in chief, say, you know what? I'm making my pledge. I'm solemnly pledging to ensure that I live up to or beyond, in fact, or maybe to the expectation of beyond. So every institution has an agenda, and that agenda, it must be aligned with the nation's agenda. So he also made a statement. He said he's going to be aligning the Ministry of Finance agenda. Of course, we all know what is the responsibility of the Ministry of Finance. He's going to be aligning the Finance Ministry's agenda with the government's agenda in totality. That is the arrest agenda. He said, our development agenda must be the bedrock of our national budget. He committed to driving the aid process to completion, aiming for its official launch by November of this year. He said, one of my top priorities will be to drive the process to its logical and timely conclusion. There's information that the arrest agenda will be launched officially in November this year. And this finance minister designate said his goal, his one of his top priorities at the moment is to ensure that he leads this process in ensuring that this particular agenda is launched this year. You know, when we talk about finance ministry, a lot of time and criticism are already coming for the minister of finance. I read something from Mr. Jacob Jalla's post. He also wrote something. I'm very sure other people are coming on with their own analysis on how the Minister of Finance presentation was. But here is what he's saying about power generation. There's a need that he said for us to ensure that there's serious power generation. He said what? We must take robust actions to improve our power generation capacity and increase access to electricity in both the rainy and the dry seasons. Given that this is a fiscal institution, I'm not a financial person to explain his mind, but I'm just, like I ask you to give me your takeaway and provide advice to the Minister of Finance, designate. He said, if we can provide, and he's saying that this is something that the nation must do. If this finance minister is saying to us that during the dry season, we should not worry ourselves, all right? Because under his watch, he's going to ensure, working in line with all relevant institutions of government, that there is serious power generation capacity and increased access to electricity in both the rainy and dry season. During the rainy season, we have access to electricity. Sometimes you don't want to use your AC, you don't want to use your fan like that and so on, because there's access to electricity and the place is already cold. But the dry season is the time we already need it. But the finance minister, Dexine, is assuring us that is going to be something that we can rely on. He talked about rural connectivity. He said connecting all our counties with paved roads will improve the profitability of businesses, lead to the expansion of the private sector, and create jobs for more Liberians. That is a fact. I believe my uncles, my aunties, my grandparents back there in Lofa County want to sometime harvest their produce, their farm produce, and package them. Some of them that need to be dry up and put in bags and bring them to Monrovia so they can sell at a good price. They want to do that, but they do not have access to better roads. So they are mostly left behind in terms of enjoying the beauty of the capital city of Monrovia in terms of doing business. They want to come to go to Kubacho Market. They want to come to go to Red Light. They want to maybe bring them to Douala or so. But with this one coming from the Minister of Finance, Dexinate, we hope that the Public Works Ministry can be assured from this position. One can say that the Public Works Ministry can be assured of getting all of the needed support in terms of getting support from the Ministry of Finance while it goes on to implement road connectivity in Liberia. You talk about revenue generation, looking at specifically the mining sector. He said, this troubling reality in the mining sector points to the need for a deep dive review of key revenue generating sectors. You may not know it, but if you ask the Gapodu superintendent right now, Mr. Sam Kezina, he will tell you that what the Minister of Finance talk about troubling reality in the mining sector. One county that is currently affected with illegality in terms of the mining sector is Gapodu County. In recent time, we saw a record of about $37 million extracted from that county without the county even getting $2 million. I think the county only benefited $1.5 million in royalties, while the illegal company, the company operating illegally, generated about $37 million from that county. Imagine that kind of inhumane thing that's going on in our country in terms of the mining sector. I don't know how the Minister of Finance, Dexinate, intends to tackle this issue to ensure that this area is revisited and because I know there's Lands and Mines Ministry, but he said this troubling reality in the mining sector points to the need for a deep dive review of key revenue generating sectors. So maybe he's just using it as a case study and the need for to work with other relevant institutions so that there can be a review of key revenue generating sectors. So the finance ministry cannot work in isolation with it cannot work in isolation. It works in line with other revenue generating entities or institutions like the LRA. What is the Minister of Finance position on his work with the LRA, his relationship or future relationship with the LRA. He said, we will support the LRA's intention to fully leverage technology and digitization to significantly increase government revenue. So the LRA recently, I listened to a couple of things that they're still working on ensuring that they digitize some of their areas, like some of the county areas, right? Their service centers in certain counties so that they can generate more revenue. So if the finance ministry is coming now with this kind of support, you know, broadly saying that yes, we're going to support this initiative and support the LRA in ensuring that it generates more revenue by ensuring that technology is at its peak. Well, I think maybe this is going to help. You talk about realistic forecasting. Unlike previous years where we sometimes we hear that, all right, in fact, there's budget surplus. In the former finance minister, that is Minister Simon Twed, he used to tell us about, budget surplus, right? Yeah, budget surplus. When there's budget surplus, it means that, Julius, when you say surplus now, you went somewhere, how about bidoti now. You want to pull in for 500 rare. But the Oma, usually the rare, our expectation was that the rare would be the same way she almost always measure it. But when they this time around, the food that she served us, it was really, really enough that we ate it to an extent that we couldn't finish. In our layman understanding, I'm a layman when it comes to financial thing, all right? So that's why I'm not even getting into analysis. I'm just, reading some of the things that the minister said, some specific areas that he highlighted, and some of you, the financial people, can come in and provide some analysis, which I'm really going to appreciate this morning. All right, I don't want to pretend, and this is a bad thing to pretend in academia. Do not pretend like you know all. Make sure you know your strength and your weaknesses. That way, you'll be very, very comfortable in the room when you enter. But sometimes a budget surplus. So in the Kobo scenario, the quick bowl scenario that I gave, they gave us heavy rare. We can't finish it. So meaning the full surplus are there. All right. So when there's a budget shortfall, it means that we reach there. The Oma said, well, 500 rare. I mean, we ate everything, but then we couldn't feel enough in our stomach. So at that moment, there was a shortfall. Yeah, I mean, just a simplistic way of putting these things so that maybe we can add less spice to the conversation. So he said, there is a need this time around for us to have a realistic forecasting. Do not tell us that next year we'll have budget surplus, but in reality, no, when things are going to be really difficult. Let's look at it. He said, more realistic revenue forecasting contributes significantly to the credibility of the budget. I couldn't agree more, Minister of Finance Dexinate, to the credibility of the budget. Realistic budget or revenue forecasting. Tell me that yes, that is, you've had a conversation with all of the government revenue generating entities. Say, Lens and Mars, can you bring 200 million or $100 million? Yeah, we can bring $100 million in this year. LRA, how much can you bring? That's why, in fact, LRA does all of the collection, right? So you get all the basic information before you can come on and say the finance minister can boldly go out at Mika press conference and say, you know what, we're going to be, this year, our national budget is going to hit $1 billion. The last thing you talk about, which is something that is not just, common to the Ministry of Finance, it happens into many institutions in this country. The issue of this red tape or bottleneck or so on, bureaucratic red tape that folks introduce in many institutions. That is how it happens at the business registry. I don't know what is happening now, but in previous years, people complained about that they put in for their business registration. They did all of their payments. Unfortunately, to even get that people out is difficult. Here is what the finance minister is talking about: document processing or processing document at the Ministry of Finance. He said, my goal is to lead a ministry where documents move through the system without unnecessary delays. These unnecessary delays can sometimes cause salary delays in several institutions. I'm not going to go further. I'm going to stop here. I took the few key points so that you two can weigh in as we have a very decent conversation this morning. We're going to go for our second break. When we come back, open the lines to hear from you. This is 50-50 on Sky 107.1.
After being in the business for more than 20 years, Uptown Garage has all it takes to make your car work best for you. Uptown Garage has all sizes of quality tires. We also have the efficient and long-lasting Uptown batteries. Uptown Garage also have a state-of-the-art 2023 upgraded diagnoser that can easily detect and fix any problem with your car. Is your car having any electrical problem, or is it the air conditioner? Well, Uptown Garage has a professional electrician who is up to the task of programming and solving all electrical problems on your car. Uptown Garage is at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets with the Uptown Spare Parts Store on Broad Street. We also have our garage and showroom at Rehab for original spark plugs from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly. Come to Uptown Garage. We'll give you 1 month warranty. Uptown Garage also have a tow truck that can tow your car anywhere for a fee. Contact Uptown Garage headquarters on 0777 553317, 0886 553317, or our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Uptown Garage, your 100% Liberian-owned business, is here to put a smile on your face.
Tanu, have you heard about EcoBank Back to School giveaway?
I haven't. Tell me about it.
Tanu, for every Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, or Rapid Transfer transaction done at any EcoBank branch or sub-agent location, you can get a prize. So,
Will, I'm not understanding you. Tell me about the thing because my brother saying the children's school fee first thing tomorrow.
okay, listen again. Whether you send money or receive money through Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, or Rapid Transfer at any EcoBank branch or sub-agent location, you get EcoBank branded copybooks, pens, pencils, and many other items.
Julie, I get it now. I will definitely go to EcoBank for all my Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, and Rapid Transfer transaction. That is EcoBank way of saying, welcome back to school. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
And that's right. Welcome back to the program 50/50 on Sky 107.1. Thanks for rejoining us. And that's what we're talking about. If you're just joining us, we're talking about, asking you this morning to share with us your own takeaway from the Minister of Finance Designate presentation over the weekend. That's last Thursday at the ministry at the National Legislature regarding some of the things that he's going to be doing there. What are some of the things that you heard? How can you advise the Minister of Finance Designate? That's Minister Augustine Kpehe Ngafuan. We are live also on Sky Communications Liberia Facebook page. Drop your comments there. We're going to read them out for you. Better stay. You can call us now on the numbers 0777 0777 the numbers you can call us on to participate on the program this morning. Before the end of the program, we're going to read the editorial of the New Liberia newspaper, where we can get the 7 strategies outlined by the Minister of Finance Designate. Good morning.
Good morning, Matthias.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. That God gave you the strength that you go to enlighten us again on a daily basis of our country.
Thank you.
I'm Washington, W. Moluba. I'm calling from Jakarta.
Go ahead.
I appreciate the finance minister. You see, in life, even if you are there and you make a mistake and you're coming back, and he's coming back, he has the few times that you are not around and you realize a mistake, he's coming back without knowledge and that strength that he comes here do more. But while you are just saying, you are saying that they send it. We all, as a Liberian, we all need to pray for him so that he can succeed. And when he succeeds, our Liberia will succeed, right? So I'm not a prayer, but I don't wish to see anybody down. I wish for somebody to prosper. So thank you for having me on the show. Let God bless us. We'll continue to pray for this country. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for your contribution on the program this morning. Call us on those numbers 0777 0777 221 are the numbers you can call us on to participate. Good morning.
Good morning, Matthias.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. My name is Jack F. I called from Upper Forward this morning.
Go ahead.
Matthias, thank you. And I'm of the strongest conviction that the finance minister designate, Augustine Ngafuan, is going to do better. And one thing I took from him that which I think when he worked on is actually going to be fun for us as Liberians is this issue of delay in the movement of documents at that place. Unnecessary delay, my brother. So since he have already highlighted that indeed there will be no delay, unnecessary delay of the movement of document, which sometimes cause delay even in salary, I think it's a fine one. And I hope he's not just talking like other ministers or other Liberians have done in the past. I hope he's actually going to work on that to see that our people are paid on time. And my advice to him is that he should not be carried away by the summary power of those guys at the report of legislature. Those guys should not just prevail on him to do anything that is not in the interest of our people. Let him refuse to do the wrong thing. If they summon him, let it do. But once he's doing the right thing, Liberians will back him, and we see that he will definitely succeed, and our government will succeed.
Okay. Thanks for your contribution, my brother. Let's move on to another person. Good morning.
Good morning, Matthias.
Good morning.
This is Diwo.
Diwo, Mama. Good morning.
Yes, how are Papa?
Yeah, he's okay. He's just running around few things.
What about Julius?
Julius is right here in the studio.
Okay. You know, I trust our finance ministers, but we should give him chance. People shouldn't rush him. He will do his best. People will say, when I hear the only one that's supposed to be finance minister. No, he's not the only one, but if you have a confidence in somebody, I know he will produce a confidential something that the president have in him. But some, take your own time. Don't let nobody rush you. What you think will be better for our country than what you should do. You got plenty of money in the people ask for it. So the way you go in there, my son, take your own time. God will bless you, and our country will rise. Peace. Thank you, my son. How your family, how you coming on? Thank you, and have a blessed day.
Okay. Thanks for your contribution, Mama. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Let's hear you.
Yes, I'm Augustine Kpehe Ngafuan from Tennessee, Snapper Hill.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, we welcome Mr. Ngafuan. He's an expertise in that area. And we are seeing that he met some shady deeds on the table, like the HPX between the rail that was being argued under the previous administration. He should work on that so that if we have bilateral relations between Guinea and Liberia, there will be a boost in our economy. So they should work on that. They should even work on the rail where metal steel could take 12 hours and the HPS could take 12 hours on that rail. So say that the Buchanan port should be dragged so that we can have iron ore transported from the Guinea operations to the Liberia Buchanan port. And we are saying that he's going to attract private sector investment. We want that program, university students, to be working in the government ministry so they can have idea of the job. That will boost our economy. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for your contribution. Honorable Minister, I hope you're listening. These are pieces of advice folks are sharing with you this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Liberia.
There's Matthias.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My name is Andreas Jr., and I'm calling from the JMB and JKK Youth Alliance office.
Go ahead.
And I want to say thank you for your talking point. You see, when it comes to Mr. Augustine and Mr. Ngafuan, the president was not in any error to designate Mr. Ngafuan because there is an individual who is not screened to this job. It is a job that is part of him throughout his life. So we believe that Mr. Ngafuan will do his best and he will work adequately for the Liberian people at the Ministry of Finance so that our budget and other things that are related to the country's finance issues to be in line with the country and with the agenda of President Kpehe, which is the arrest agenda. So we believe in Mr. Ngafuan and we believe in our president, and the president was in no error to have definite Mr. Ngafuan. All we're asking is that let the Senate confirm him so that he can start his job quickly for the Liberian people. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for your contribution on the program this morning. Let's move on to this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Skyven.
Good morning, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Yeah, this is Saba Embrema on the JMP and JKK Youth Alliance.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the discussion this morning. You see, we are hopeful that the government will do well because on this appointment that we are seeing, we only need to get it people to the propaganda that we are listening to. We know somebody can say, yeah, you get it, power says they not want to do nothing, they can't. We want to appreciate the president for this kind of appointment. When the finance error is built, we expect various sector, either public or private sector, to benefit. So we want to appreciate the president for the appointment, and we are in prayer with the new appointed finance minister that he will succeed. Thank you for the time.
All right. Thanks for your contribution on the program this morning. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning, my brother Matthias and the people.
Good morning, sir. Let's hear you.
Yes. The name is Ambassador Stephen Testimony Vocal, and I'm the newly appointed and confirmed senior political advisor to the JMB and JKK Youth Alliance.
All right. Congratulations, Mr. Vocal.
I want to weigh in a little bit on the veteran appointment of your senior brother, Honorable Ngafuan, and appreciate the president firstly for thoughtfulness. That is the rescue to the economy by itself, just by appointing such a character. But I also want to dive into history. This name was appointed before. We all know this name from 2008. This name was appointed before, and the economy back then needed a much more experienced, much more educated, much more connected personality. But when he came in, many criticized him when his name surfaced. They said he never had the vast experience at that time for the economy. They said from his education standpoint, he was not qualified as compared to other names. But what happened at the end of the day? He proved himself that today it's not only Liberia that has a high positive credibility for his name. It's the world. This is a global name right now. And this same name has surfaced. Where in last year, the report we had on our economy from the World Bank, I think was at 4.7. Yes, in 2003, was at 4.7%, which implies that a lot more needed to have been done. And then we had this government coming in. What is happening now in Liberia? It requires not only knowledge, but it requires commitment towards what you have occupied as knowledge. It also requires bravery. It also requires patience. It also requires integrity.
Okay. Thanks for your contribution, Ambassador Vokwa, on the program this morning. Let's move on to another person. Good morning.
Good morning, Matthias.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. Let me say good morning to your listeners. My name is Hussein Kpehe, and I call from Jacobstown, District 2.
All right, Hussein.
Matthias, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. And I want to ask you, how is our forest hour doing?
Yeah, forest hour is okay. It's fine.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite programs.
Okay.
Thank you. So let me say thank you to the minister, Minister Ngafuan. You know, he has worked in our sector, but I would like to send the advice to those of our people who are listening, more especially from the Ministry of Finance. You know, more especially we are seeing this issue of power struggle in most entities. This is why you will find most of the ministry and agency, they will not easily succeed because you will find the deputy minister fighting the assistant minister fighting the deputy minister, even the minister proper. But I think the level of coordination, because at the capital when the confirmation hearing was going on, I saw the Controller General, Mr. Ewunekte, I saw the Deputy Minister for Budget. All of them were there in support of Ngafuan being confirmed. So you see that level of unity. So I'm very optimistic that they will have a very good working teams and you see cordiality between them. Because mind you, if there is not a cordiality between them, they will not easily succeed because you will find everybody going their own way, wanting to pledge loyalty to certain individuals. But you can see that level of unity and coordination between them. So I'm very optimistic that we have a very good finance ministry on Mr. Ngafuan.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
Thanks for your contribution, my brother. Let's move on to another person. Call us on those numbers 0777-777-107, 0777-221-223 are the numbers you can call us on to participate on the program this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, brother Matthias. How you doing, sir?
Fine, thank you. Let's hear you.
Thank you. I'm Super Lavla Bestman, and I'm calling for forward this morning.
Go ahead from Cardwell.
Thank you so much. And I want to say thanks to our president, Ambassador Legislature. You know, this old man know what he wants for this country. It's just a matter that people who are from the all divide, sometimes they say it's just criticize, oh, you know, the president is doing the best way that, you know, any father who will pass off after 2 weeks, it will start to eat for the dumper. So if the father is not able to go for because he didn't prepare his children. So people just left in power 3 months ago, 6 months ago. Today, they are criticizing everything. And they didn't do anything. So Mr. Ngafuan coming to the spotlight as father minister, we are very optimistic. Because as the brother didn't do a mistake of bringing Mr. Ngafuan. Because Mr. Ngafuan was in the ring. You know, I was very much happy the last time when the former IT minister appeared on the radio. This brother appeared on that radio with all of his colleagues, those that work with him. And everybody was giving their input. Everybody was talking. Everybody was giving their oversight of what they are doing. I was very impressed. Unlike the past minister where we just see one man with that graph from video here and just talking. So I think I see some level of coordination, and I believe Mr. Ngafuan will do extremely well. So thank you, Mr. Matthias, this morning for the show. Thank you so much.
Thanks for your contribution, my brother. Thanks for everything. Let's move on to another person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Matthias Larbeindee.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to the conscious man Liberians. Hello?
Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Emmanuel Actuel. I do join you from the JB and JKK Youth Alliance headquarters this morning.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, but Matthias, let me appreciate you for this wonderful topic. I also want to appreciate the Excellency President Joseph Nyimabokasian for his appointment. You know, I think it was not a mistake by the president to nominate Honorable Ngafuan. You know, in Africa and Liberia school, he has a good record when it comes to finances and so such a man for President Bwaka to come to straighten our economy, because I think one of the key things is when government ministry, we should the finance ministry have a good finance minister to see how best our economy has been straightened. Then we can know, yes, indeed, our country is going forward, because without the benefit of the people, where there's no good finance minister, where over the 6 years, our past government, where they have a finance minister who are just going over airline to the Liberian people, without Liberian people benefiting. But what we can see as Liberians, we want to encourage Ngafuan, let it come to the Liberian work and do it in the best of the country interest. So that the country can benefit and Liberia can benefit. Thank you for the time.
All right. Thanks for your contribution, my brother. Let's move on to another person. The numbers are 0777-777-107, 0777-221-223. Let's take this last person on this segment and take a break and be right back. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Matthias.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Hazard Sekou and I call from Clarendon.
Go ahead.
All right. Let me tell President Joseph Nyimabokasian, thank you for that fast at the appointment of Mr. Augustine Kpehe Ngafuan. I believe that with the appointment of Mr. Ngafuan, the economic sector of Liberia is going to be revamped, because he has the vast experience to turn things around for this country. Unlike the past finance minister who was meant on talking all lot of things that he couldn't have done or he has no access to, saying things that he know that the government are not doing. But we see that Ngafuan will be the best finance minister comes to Liberia in the history.
Let him start working. Let him start working for. Anyway, thanks for your contribution on the program. We're going to go for our last break, and we'll come back. If possible, read out some comments, or better stay, I'll read the editorial of the New Liberia newspaper. We're going to end in time. We'll be right back.
After being in the business for more than 20 years, Uptown Garage has all it takes to make your car work best for you. Uptown Garage has all sizes of quality tires. We also have the efficient and long-lasting Uptown batteries. Uptown Garage also have a state-of-the-art 2023 upgraded diagnoser that can easily detect and fix any problem with your car. Is your car having any electrical problem? Or is it the air conditioner? Well, Uptown Garage has a professional electrician who is up to the task of programming and solving all electrical problems on your car. Uptown Garage is at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets with the Uptown Spare Parts Store on Broad Street. We also have our garage and showroom at Rehab for original spark plugs from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly. Come to Uptown Garage. We'll give you 1 month warranty. Uptown Garage also have a tow truck that can tow your car anywhere for a fee. Contact Uptown Garage headquarters on 0777 553317, 0886 553317, or our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Uptown Garage, your 100% Liberian-owned business, is here to put a smile on your face.
Tanu, have you heard about EcoBank Back to School giveaway?
Julie, you again. I haven't. Tell me about it.
Tanu, for every Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, or Rapid Transfer transaction done at any EcoBank branch or sub-agent location, you can get a prize. So,
Well, I'm not understanding you. Tell me about the thing because my brother saying that your school be first thing tomorrow.
okay, listen again. Whether you send money or receive money through Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, or Rapid Transfer at any EcoBank branch or sub-agent location, you get EcoBank branded copybooks, pens, pencils, and many other items.
Julie, I get it now. I will definitely go to EcoBank for all my Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, and Rapid Transfer transaction. That is EcoBank way of saying, welcome back to school. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
And that's it. Before we close on today's edition of the program, let's go straightly to the New Liberia newspaper and read out for you the editorial that outlined 7 strategies outlined by the Finance Minister Dexine. It says, lifting Liberia from economic doldrums. Finance Minister Dexine outlines 7 strategies. The Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Dexine of the Republic of Liberia, Augustine Kpehe Ngafuan, has outlined 7 key strategies that, when implemented properly, has the proclivity of catapulting Liberia from the economic doldrums and set the stage for the advancement of the Liberian economy for the betterment of all Liberians, irrespective of status. The Finance Minister Dexine made the heartwarming assertion on September 5, 2024 at the Liberian Senate up Capitol Hill in Monrovia during a confirmation hearing organized by the Ways, Means, Finance and Budget Committee of the Liberian Senate. In heralding his vision for effectively fixing the Liberian economy, the Finance Minister Dexine promised that they will take some quick actions to make things better, but was emphatic that they are also cognizant of the fact that some of the challenges they will confront are complex and multifaceted, and addressing them will be a time-intensive and multi-stakeholder exercise. Enumerating the 7 strategies that he hopes to adopt when confirmed by the Liberian Senate to serve as Finance Minister, Mr. Ngafuan said he will ensure effective resource allocation by prioritizing national priorities, generation of increased resources, revenue for development, enhancing the credibility and efficiency of the budget process, and improving compliance with financial management laws and regulations. The rest of the strategies stated or slated to be rolled out by Mr. Ngafuan, when confirmed, include review of the widely discussed harmonization program for appropriate action, ensuring prudent and disciplined debt management, and actively supporting Liberia's climate action agenda by working in tandem with the Environmental Protection Agency and other relevant ministries, agencies, commissions to leverage available climate finance opportunities for Liberia. While we do not wish to second guess how Minister Ngafuan will go about utilizing the 7 strategies in salvaging the Liberian economy, an incisive look at the details of some of the strategies will give us an insight into how they will be leveraged for the betterment of the motherland. On effective resource allocation by prioritizing national priorities, Mr. Ngafuan stressed the need to ensure that the resources that are raised through domestic resources grants and loans should be directed to our nation's priorities as identified in Liberia's development agenda. Ngafuan will have us informed that to do so, we must start with crafting a credible national development agenda on which our national budget is anchored. Unpacking how he will go about attaining his vision, the minister designate intoned that in generating increased resources and revenue for development, we must dedicate significant efforts to raising more resources for development. Ngafuan will have us told that so will require properly of strategies or panoply of strategies and interventions. This we are eagerly watching how it pans out when Mr. Ngafuan eventually takes over the fiscal house of Liberia. Touching on the third strategies that he hopes to employ in an attempt to quick fix the Liberian economy when confirmed, Ngafuan said enhancing the credibility of efficiency of the budget process will entail a slew of measures, including but not limited to realistic revenue forecasting and improve efficiency, predictability, and accountability of the budget execution process. In further hammering how his strategies for waking up the MFDP, the minister designate promised to ensure improved compliance with financial management laws regulations. Amidst the hula baloo associated with the so-called harmonization program, we are glad that the minister designate has promised that if confirmed, he will lead his team to review the harmonization program for appropriate action to be taken. The minister designate asserted that one of his top priorities as Minister of Finance will be to work with the CSA and other government institutions to conduct a thorough review of the policy and its implementation with the regular purpose of deriving appropriate and realistic solutions to whatever genuine concerns that exist over the policy and its implementation. These genuine attempts outlined by the finance minister designate to lift Liberia from the economic doldrums are indeed laudable and seems to be magic wand that Liberia has been longing for all this while. Though Mr. Ngafuan has observed that he strongly believed that an appropriately incentivized and motivated government workforce is critical to government success. The two other strategies that the minister designate has vowed to employ when confirmed are ensuring prudent and disciplined debt management and actively supporting Liberia's climate action agenda and working in tandem with the EPA and other relevant marks to leverage available climate finance opportunities for Liberia. While the New Liberia newspaper is impressed with the minister designate outlining of the different typologies of the typologies of strategies essentially aimed at fixing the Liberian economy for the better, we called on all national spending entities and other MACs to work cooperatively with the finance minister designate when confirmed so as to catapult Liberia from the economic doldrums, admitting that what he has outlined is by no means an exhaustive list of what needs to be done to ensure sound fiscal management and sustainable development in our country. The minister designate assured that he will seek to benefit from the wisdom of Liberians and friends of Liberia, both home and abroad, and have begun receiving and will continue to solicit brilliant ideas on what we need to do to serve Liberia. But that's it for the look at the editorial of the New Liberia newspaper. With that, we come to the end of today's edition of the program 50/50 on Sky 107.1. Thanks for joining us on the program this morning. Do be with us again tomorrow, same time. By the way, the repeat of the program comes on this evening at 8:30. My name is Matthias Larbeindee. Have yourselves a wonderful day.